So, what is the blue switch? It's like one day, kind of like just like the shirt I have on, blue. Been praying and meditating, and I was asking. Something was showing me about. Have you ever seen the movie The Crazies? How at the beginning of it, the guy had went out and murdered his family. And went out in town and went to the ball field and tried to kill everyone there, and the guy stopped him. All of a sudden, it only took that one guy, and all of a sudden, everybody started slowly turning on one another, and turning on one another, and turning on one another. And eventually, remember I've talked about this at the end of the movie, you find out the government was behind all of it. And I was just praying and meditating, but I was seeing something, because I know it had to do with things people were taking and ingesting in their bodies. And quote me or not, you can say I'm wrong about this, but I do have discernment. I can tell and feel like sometimes when things are not really feeling right, they're just not feeling right, they're off. And then maybe people don't feel the same way about it as me, but you're entitled to your own beliefs, the way you feel, whatever. It was almost like I was seeing something in the people's brains. And I don't know, it's like something's going to happen. There was a blue light, because here's the thing. Did you ever watch the videos where people were like showing people and it was with a blue light? They were like, I think it was like the blue light, like the same thing the CIA does in people's homes, and it uses blue lights to like scan and show lights and show things that are not there. Like if there was a murder, there was blood stains, and the blood stains have been dried up, and they can take the blue lights, run over them, and find it. It's the same thing with that they were doing with the people who took the COVID tests, and they had blue lights. And what were they doing? They were like magnetics that were drawing in metals and all this stuff. But besides that, it was like a blue light in people's brains. And all of a sudden, people were okay at first, but then something had happened. All of a sudden, once it was like a switch in people's brains, so the blue light was like a switch, so it switched over, and all of a sudden, people like turned like they were like under some sort of weird. I don't know if I'll call it a spell. I don't know if I'll call it mind control, but it's almost like they all raised up and began to sequence one another, as in copy one another. And it was almost like you could tell, because other people were not acting how they did. And all of a sudden, the people that had the switches, the blue light switches or whatever, blue switches, started to turn on the people that didn't have it. And that movie, The Crazy, is almost like a remind me of something like that, an event to unfold that I believe something like that is going to eventually unfold. I don't put it past it that people really turning on one another like that. And as life goes on, I just believe it's going to be like more things are going to happen, that people are going to start turning on each other more and more. It's not even just having to do with the media and all this deception. It's just, what if something, it's affecting people in the wrong way? Because obviously, people who have taken these things have died. And you wouldn't believe some of the stories I've been hearing about this stuff. People are talking about like the blue shot and like COVID having to do with AI, and they're putting stuff in it that they think things are inside them, and they're trying to talk to them and tell them to do certain things. Almost like, I don't know if they call it the government or what, but I know things are gonna eventually get more crazy and crazy, and people think it's just so normal and we're still in the same world. I disagree with you, because I don't believe, ever since 2020 has come, I don't feel like we are in the same world. And the crazy thing is, people don't realize we're about to step into another world, or should I say another realm we've never been in before, with AI and all this other stuff. We're basically I guess you'll call it the New World Order. I don't know, but it's something different we've never experienced, and I don't know. Seeing, enjoying the ride. Before we get into it, I don't know. Just keep alarms ready and stay awake is all I can say. Because as I look at the people out here in this world, I just see people still doing the same things they were doing. So, however, so many years ago, and people were just really just so still dead. So, not to be pessimistic, but it's just the truth to my beliefs and how I feel, I guess. So, RNS. And, really, at the end of the day, people are entitled for how their beliefs are, how they feel, but I'm not going to change my beliefs and how I feel to suit your needs. Um, so, fairness. I'm just really glad I have a place to stay right now. I have clothes. I have basic essential needs that I have, and it's all I feel like I need right now. So I just feel blessed for it. So because anybody could one step away from not having a paycheck, and then you could be out here on the streets. You could be homeless. You could be dead. You could be in jail. You could be wherever. But just enjoy life while you still can now is all I can say, because I don't believe life is going to stay the same forever. It could change so quickly, and I do believe I don't believe we have too much longer before things. I just feel like things are going to eventually ramp up before it's over with. So slowly but surely, but I'm just trying to take it all in and find that, I don't know how to put it, sustenance. I feel like so many people just need some type of sustenance that they're looking for, and maybe they haven't found it. So, very nice.